At 6, students at Reynolds High School were back in the classroom today after a week of distance learning because of COVID-19. The district took that step because so many kids had to quarantine from possible exposures. Fox 12's Audrey Wheel asked what changes the district is making to prevent shutting down again. She joins us now live, and a lot of people watching this school closely given its size and the fact that so many students were impacted. What is the plan going forward?
Yeah, there are a couple big changes here, Pete. Now, one, the district is now asking families for student vaccination status. That is voluntary information that they can share if they'd like to. But the reasoning behind that is that if the school knows who's vaccinated, then in most cases, those students wouldn't have to quarantine if exposed to the virus. And then the other big thing is reinforcing seating charts, because that makes it so much easier to know who might be exposed. It's back to school again for Reynolds High Schoolers who spent the past week doing remote learning after 4 COVID cases required 1,100 people at the school to quarantine.
It's been kind of difficult because about 2 weeks ago I got COVID.
Junior Francisco Hernandez says he was sick himself.
I went to this one party. I did have a mask on, so I'm outside to get tested. I got tested and it came back positive. Well, I think they said asymptomatic or something. Asymptomatic. They said I don't have symptoms. But they said I should still let the school know, so yeah, I let them know.
With so many kids at home, the district said teachers couldn't do their jobs both in person and online at the same time. So the high school moved to short-term distance learning.
It's kind of annoying because it's I wanted to see people still, get used to comfortable and going to school again, but then they shut it down. So that's a restart kind of.
In the time kids were home, the district started working on ways to minimize the chance of shutting down the high school again. That includes knowing who's vaccinated if they're comfortable sharing. An email sent to parents Friday gives them the option to upload students' vaccination status online. The email explains that vaccinated students might not have to quarantine unless they have symptoms and can keep going to school in person. The district's already received about 400 responses to that. School staff are now reinforcing seating charts for classrooms and buses so they can better contact trace when someone does get sick.
Every class is seating charts.
Was it like that before last week?
I mean, kind of, but not really. They weren't really that strict about it, but now they are.
And there are QR codes at the lunch tables so students can scan in where they sit, all in an effort to keep kids at school as much as possible. The district is also working with the county, Legacy Health, and other groups here to bring vaccination clinics to this area to provide that opportunity for any students who are eligible but not yet vaccinated. Reporting live in Troutdale, Audrey Wheel, Fox 12 Oregon.